You were the first person that wrote a paper on shared taxis, which was the starting point for the Lisbon study. Why did you pick that topic?
Essentially because I was on a rainy day in Lisbon, waiting for a taxi in a place that had no good public transport, and so many taxis were passing me with just one passenger. And I thought, inevitably, some of these taxis must be going in the same direction I want to go, but they don't know that I want to go in that direction, and I don't know which of them goes. This was 2007. By coincidence, two things more happened. One, which was that the iPhone had just come out, and the other one was that soon after that, the Portugal MIT program started, in which I was in charge of the transport part. So I wrote that paper even before the Portugal MIT program had been defined, but this allowed me to have, my first paper was pure intuition about how the potential would be, and then we started putting up projects and building the databases and all of that, so that a few years later we had all the material necessary to come to fruition.
How did this paper jumpstart the Lisbon study?
No, it was very long distance from that. This was really starting, and then by coincidence I had done some projects for the Lisbon mobility plan in 2005, and because of the Portugal MIT program, we started having a few theses looking at innovative forms of urban mobility, building up new methods, building up new surveys, so getting the data basically in condition to start doing that. The Lisbon mobility study with the shared mobility actually started already when I was at the ITF. I had brought to the ITF my best collaborator of 40 years at the school. He's still there, brilliant guy called Luis Martinez. And so we started doing that together because the basis we had built while we were both still in Lisbon, we were both very much convinced that we could demonstrate that this would be possible. Then at the ITF, via the corporate partnership board, we had the resources to dedicate him full-time to that, and also other persons in helping some of the work, and so it worked.
PTV Group has picked up your insights and ideas concerning mobility as a service, creating a product specialized on mass. How do you feel about its potential? Do you feel that PTV is in a good position to influence mobility as a service?
Certainly, yes. The first thing I feel is great pride, because something that I had started as a lone ranger could only be developed because of the corporate partnership board, in which PTV was one of the first companies to join. And then PTV is able to pick up on that idea and scale it up to a level that the ITF is not able and not even willing to do. ITF does not want to be a consultancy providing that kind of services. So I'm very happy that somebody, in this case PTV, was able to pick it up and bring it to the market as a mature product, and PTV is certainly one of the best companies in the world to be doing that, so I'm so happy.
What is the future of mobility to you?
It has to be very different from today, because cities are getting bigger, families are getting more motorized, and if there is one thing that is obvious to all of us, is that there is simply not enough space for all the people who could afford a car to come to work and shopping with their car. There is simply no space. So we have to find better ways. We've also found that the traditional public transport cannot respond to the needs of many of the people, because in public transport, if it's very good if you have a direct line, if you're starting to have one transfer, two transfers kills you. And so in a big city, there is no way to serve everybody with direct lines of big vehicles. The shared mobility concept that we've developed allows everybody to be served with direct lines based on small vehicles and a dynamic configuration, so it's demand responsive, not fixed lines. So I think that shared mobility with this demand responsive and shared rides, not just shared cars, one user after the other, is an essential component of the mobility within 10 years at the most. But I'm hopeful that some cities will start trying it before.